You know, the next game started, and who won? Who won with triple digits? But that's when I knew that was not a coincidence. Like, how do you go from being last to being first place? And that's when I really started taking it even more seriously. So, this is how I've been doing it. This is what I've learned, and this is how you can apply it in your life, and hopefully it will change your life too. The first thing that I learned that was super, super critical is it's all about how you feel. It's all about how you feel. And what controls your feelings? Your thoughts. Now, a lot of times people are like, I can't control my thoughts. They just come in, they come out. BS. You can control your thoughts. You can. Thoughts are a choice, just like everything else. You can control your thoughts. And you need to realize that your thoughts play a huge role in how you feel. So if you're thinking that you're not good enough, and that, you know, nobody wants you, and that nobody wants to hire you, and you're just not pretty enough, and you're not smart enough, and you're not funny, and blah. How do you feel? How do you feel? I mean, I thought all these things, so like, I know. So like, how do you feel when you think those things? You feel terrible, right? And let's say you're at school, and the teacher calls on you, you had that answer like that, you knew it. You knew it. And you think to yourself, yeah, I got that one. I got that one. I'm smart. Like, I got that answer. How does that make you feel? You feel good, right? Your thoughts control your feelings, and your feelings control your destiny. Your thoughts control your feelings control your destiny. So let's simplify that. Your thoughts control your destiny. I used to be a huge believer in fate. And like things, it's just written in a certain way, and then that's that. But even though I do believe in a certain aspect of fate, I think a lot of times it's a lot more broader than we give it credit for. And a lot of things, our destiny and our fate is determined by what we choose to think, how we choose to think, and how we choose to feel. So, for instance, if you are thinking positively and you're feeling positively, guess what? You're probably acting positively, and positive things are showing up in your life, and you're attracting other positive things because you're thinking positively, you're feeling positively, and the world responds to that. Other people, like when you walk down the street and you smile at someone, 8 times out of 10, depending on where you live, New York City might not be the same, but a lot of times that person's just automatically going to smile back. It's the same concept. You're thinking positively, you're feeling positively, you are acting in positive ways, and people generally respond positively, and your environment responds positively, and you just keep having positive experiences. It is not rocket science. But what people really get hampered down on, what I did too, was just not believing that they can choose their thoughts and their feelings at whim, and you can. You can, and it's not just to say that like you're just supposed to be happy all the time. Well, that's not human, because sometimes terrible things do happen and they affect our feelings. But what's important is when you do feel yourself getting in a very negative space, figuring out ways and choosing to exit that space, because honestly, what's the point of staying there? It makes you feel like crap. What's the point? So for instance, I can tell you, let me see a recent time I was in a negative space. The other day, I was just feeling really overwhelmed. I was just feeling overwhelmed. And this video, I had been trying to shoot it all day and it wasn't coming out right. And I just was feeling like I couldn't do it, like I wasn't good enough, all those feelings we've talked about before. And I realized the space that I was going into, and I said, pause, not today. Not today, Satan, not today. And what did I do? I went to my computer, I turned on some Black Messiah by D'Angelo. I started cleaning up my little apartment, okay? I made myself some Vietnamese chicken wings that were good. And I just started feeling better. And by feeling better, my thoughts improved. And guess what? I realized that time is a spirit. Don't let it rush you. Don't let it rush. I realized that I was being overwhelmed with things that I could just organize better and schedule better and figure it out, and it was no big deal. And, you know, I knocked off some of the things on that list. The other things that weren't working well, like the video, I was like, no problem. I have another video that I can put out, and I'll try again next week. And that's exactly what I'm doing today. And why was I stressing about it? Why was I going to go into that negative space? And the fact that I didn't stay there, it just improved my entire day. So, to say all of that, and I know this video is a lot, but I truly believe it will help somebody out there. You don't attract necessarily what you want. You attract who you are. Your being is what does all of the attracting. What you love on the inside is what's doing all of the attracting. So if you're the type of person that secretly loves drama, even though you say you don't, you secretly, like on the inside, kind of like get a thrill out of it, that's what you're going to attract because you love it. I'll give you an example, and it's really personal and it's terrible, but we're going to have, we're having a chat right now. So I really don't have that much experience with dating. I've only had, besides my current relationship, I've only had one other long-term relationship. And the other times I just kind of dated in the sense of, we'd go out to dinner for, a few times, or we'd do some activities, and like, that's it. But nothing's too serious. And I remember once meeting this guy, and then after a week knowing he was crazy, like crazy. And I knew it. But I was intrigued, like part of me was kind of intrigued, like how crazy can this Negro be? And so I just kept going. And a month later I was getting threats. What did I expect? I knew he was crazy. But part of me, for whatever reason, got a thrill out of that. That's why I attracted it. And that's why it came, and that's why I let it stay for 4 weeks. 4 weeks too long.
Okay, pause. I just want to say I was not responsible for his actions. And if you've been in a similar situation, you weren't responsible either. Everybody has choice, and you are only responsible for the choices you make. I did nothing to deserve his actions, and if you've been there, you did nothing to deserve that person's actions either. Personally, I just wish I had acted on my instincts sooner. Instead, I discounted my feelings because other people seemed cool with him. But after deep reflection, I learned a valuable lesson, and I won't be making that mistake again. That's the power of reflection. Okay, so back to the video.
And then I did a lot of soul searching after that, and I identified what was missing in my life, like why I needed to feel that thrill. And I did some cleaning out, just cleaned out my spirit so I wouldn't be attracting that kind of nonsense anymore. But we attract negative things all the time because for whatever reasons we have attachments to them.
Okay, last interruption, but this is important. We come across all types of people in this world. For the most part, we can choose who we let into our lives. When I say attracting this nonsense, I mean allowing and encouraging it to stick around. Don't attract nonsense by allowing it in your life. Okay, back to the video.
And so knowing that, you can want something, like, you want a better boyfriend or but if you're secretly attached to the negative, that's what you're going to keep getting. Until you kind of like really go on a journey of self-improvement and kind of clean out all those cobwebs in your soul. I had no expectations, so I had no doubt. I had no fear because I forgot about it. And that's why it worked.